Switching gears a little bit now, on October 1st, the Minister of Finance, Colm Imbert, will present the 2018-2019 fiscal package in the Parliament at 1:30 p.m. So this morning, we want to continue the conversation about the budget. I am chatting with Dr. Mahindra Ramdeen, who is the CEO of the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association. Good morning, Dr. Ramdeen.
Hi, good morning to you.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
Dr. Ramdeen, I want to start by asking you to tell me how things went for the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association for the last fiscal year.
As an association, we had a pretty good year. Everything was relatively stable. We didn't have much jump spike, so any depression in terms of our day-to-day operations. In terms of the business community, again, it was a bit of a challenge. We had some challenges concerning VAT payments to some of the smaller micro-enterprise people. They continue to have challenges receiving their VAT rebate, and that has proven to be a cash flow problem for them. Foreign exchange situation has eased somewhat. Is not where it should be at this point in time, but with the advent of the facility at Exim Bank, it has eased the situation somewhat for manufacturers. It's still a work in progress. It's not fully capitalized at this point in time, but it's better than where it was a year ago.
And in terms of manufacturing, you have any idea on the output that the Trinidad and Tobago manufacturers were able to do from different sectors?
Well, we continue to hold our own in the international and regional markets. There's still excess capacity. That is because of the slowing down of the economy. So I would say, in some instances, and it depends on the sector, you could get excess capacity about, plants are operating at about 80%, 75, 80%. So there's some excess capacity there. And that is because of the slowing down economy, both in Trinidad and Tobago and the regional Caribbean markets, and these are our major markets.
You mentioned the foreign exchange situation and the facility that the Exim Bank has offered. But there are still people complaining that they don't or aren't getting the foreign exchange, especially smaller businesses. The manufacturers are larger organizations. Do you see that problem easing in the near future if people capitalize on what the Exim Bank has offered?
Well, as I said, the situation has eased somewhat. Even by the regular banking frameworks, the queues are smaller. You're seeing some people getting, if you ask for X amount, you're getting X minus 2. But it has eased somewhat, and we are anticipating that with the facility at Exim Bank, it would further bring a level of ease to the request of the manufacturing community for foreign exchange. But it's not where it needs to be. It's still not.
And hopefully, that will definitely be addressed by the Minister of Finance. I know in the last budget presentation as well, he stressed on the foreign exchange situation in Trinidad and Tobago. One thing that happened over the last year was the agreement with Venezuela for manufacturers in Trinidad to send food items and other items across to that country. At one point, I understand that the manufacturers didn't get all of the money that was supposed to be paid to them. I know Minister of Trade and Industry, Paulo Gopiskun, had addressed that. How is that situation now?
Well, that is a situation that is still being worked on. It's not optimal. We still have some outstanding payments, but there are a number of bureaucracies that needs to be sorted out there. Within the last week, actually, there was some representation from Venezuela that came to Trinidad to have some discussion. So it's not something that is static. It's fluid. It's changing every day. We still have challenges collecting our monies from Venezuela, but there are opportunities there, and we are working to see how best we can take advantages of the opportunities to be had.
In the coming year, we can expect big things from the Manufacturing Association. Yeah,
of course. I mean, listen, the economy needs the Manufacturing Association to move the economy forward. We're talking about diversification. We know what's happening with petroleum. We know what is happening with refining. We know what's happening with oil and gas. In the 1980s, the manufacturing sector moved the economy forward. And I think the manufacturing sector stand ready to do that again. With other sectors, of course, diversification is not just moving from one sector to the next. It's about having a plethora of nest eggs, if you want to call it that. The services sector is very important as well to the growth of Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm not discounting at all the importance of the energy sector as well. So we need to have, all pillars working towards one common goal, which is the sustainability and growth of Trinidad and Tobago. But coming specifically to the manufacturing sector, I think we are ready to move the economy forward. We have some champion companies already who are doing exceptionally well in the international arena. And we have some budding enterprises as well who, are just there with that extra help, that extra push. If the government could work with us and create that enabling environment, I am confident that the growth in the manufacturing sector you will see significant growth in the manufacturing sector.
You talked about pushing forward from the manufacturing sector. How do you plan to do that?
When you say pushing forward, what do you mean?
In terms of growth and development.
No, well, as the secretariat, we are trying to do what we can to create that environment. You know, we have the TIC trade show, which is a big show every year. For example, this year we had over 15,000 people coming to the trade show, over 250 international buyers coming to the trade show. So we are creating that platform to showcase what we have in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, I would love for every Trinidad and Tobago businessman to look at TIC and put it in the calendar. It's next year, July. Because what it does, it creates the platform for us to showcase what we have in Trinidad and Tobago, not only in terms of what we produce, but our services. So I am hoping that, you know, the InvestTT come on board, the Carnival people come on board, and we showcase Trinidad and Tobago. Because as I said, at that time, we have a lot of people coming to Trinidad and Tobago. But beyond that, we have had some missions. We had missions to Colombia, we had missions to Panama. I know there's a mission going to Jamaica. And we are taking a mission to Guyana on the 16th of Guyana. I mean, on 16th of October.
Right.
And we have about 20 companies going. So we are trying to create opportunities for them as well.
Yep. What do you expect to hear from the Minister of Finance?
In terms of the budget?
Yes.
What I want to hear, what I expect to hear.
What you want to hear and what you expect to hear.
Okay, what I would like to see in the budget is a more enabling environment created for the business community. We pointed out to the VAT situation for manufacturers, and I said that was one of the biggest problems we experienced within the recent past. We would really like, the minister to address that, maybe a one-off payment for manufacturers who have rebate 6 months, 6 months outstanding, if you could wipe that off, a net-off framework so the build-up wouldn't continue to occur. Removal of VAT on imported raw material is another example. Issues pertaining to property tax. We are asking that, for example, if we introduce some property tax exemptions for plant and machinery should be made, available. Those are some of the things that we would like to see happen. We also ask for an incentive framework, an export allowance framework to promote exports in Trinidad and Tobago. So it's incremental export allowance framework. All
right, Dr. Mahindra, Ramdeen, the CEO of the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association, thank you very much for coming in and chatting with us about some of the expectations from the TTMA as it relates to the budget presentation by the Minister of Finance, which is set to take place on October 1st. Well,